Mosaic Souls. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander of IndigoRay.com and DivineEarthSchool.com. And today, in Wellness Wednesday, I wanted to come on here and talk all about how or 5 ways to detox when you have no time. So we are in a transitional season, and I really love to detox or cleanse with the seasons. And I'm going to talk all about like why it's important to detox, why I've been doing it for the last, I don't know how many years, I'm say 5 or more years, I've been getting into detox. And we're just going to be talking about just beneficial ways to cleanse your body, to reset your body, to boost your immune system, to boost your energy, and to help you weather through these seasonal changes without having to, get the flu or get the cold or any of that kind of stuff. So, I am a certified holistic health coach and a certified yoga instructor, and I have suffered with a few different things that I've healed over the past few years, namely constipation. I'm still working on my acne, but other things like I mainly just have like acne scars, but those are the main things that I suffered with. And then other things of that nature. I never really was the type of person who got sick all the time, mainly because my mother's a physician's assistant and she's always been about prevention versus cure. And so these are things that I've kind of taken from her and even went further of understanding just constantly cleansing the body or aiding the body in cleansing. And so I've noticed over the years, when some of my friends would catch the flu or always be, lining up to get the flu shot, I would never need to get these things or, need to go to the doctor every 5 seconds because I've always been just cleansing my body and making sure that my immune system is up to par and just taking care of myself. I've just been very health conscious. If you don't know my story, I come from a family full of diabetes and high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. And even when I was 12, a doctor tried to diagnose me personally with diabetes. And because my mom is a physician's assistant and also very much so into prevention, she was like, you don't have diabetes. And so she just made sure that I ate very clean and healthy as a kid. So those principles have been with me ever since. And I even kind of took it a step further and even went more plant-based in the way that I eat, and just really just been more health conscious throughout my life. So through all the things that I've learned from my mom and also just being a certified holistic health coach, I've really improved, the condition of certain things that I've suffered with dramatically by basically reducing my body's toxic load. And I really want to share this knowledge that I have today with you. So let's go ahead and dive in on this topic, okay? So basically, if you see me looking up, I'm looking at my bullet points so I can make sure that I talk about all the things I want to talk about with you. So at the end of today's Wellness Wednesday, I definitely want to introduce you to some of my programs that will support your effort in taking action towards helping you to reduce your own body's toxic load, plus get, a couple of special offers if you are interested in that. So what is detox and why is it important? So detoxification is what your body does naturally to neutralize, transform, or get rid of unwanted materials or toxins. And it's primarily a function of the body, constantly working and interacting with all other functions of the body. So when I'm talking about detoxification, it's about improving and optimizing the function of your body's own detoxification system. So your body naturally detoxes on its own, but when I talk about doing a detox or cleansing, it's about aiding those already natural detoxification. And this is really done by decreasing the amount of toxins we put in our body while at the same time supporting our body's natural detoxification and elimination systems with nutrients and herbs. I believe in taking herbs as well. It needs to function properly. So why is detox important? So living in today's world, detoxification has really never been so important. Whether we like it or not, we are continually exposed to an array of ever increasing chemicals. Your liver is supposed to handle the job of detoxification and keeping you healthy, but the human body really just is simply not accustomed to having to deal with so many chemicals at once. The major detoxification systems of the body comprise of the liver, the kidneys, the bowels, the lymphatic system, the spleen, your lungs, and your skin. So your skin is actually one of the hugest detoxification systems. So if you are struggling with like acne or any other things on your skin, that's your skin is like the biggest, like, I would consider it like your third kidney, right? Like we have two kidneys which help with detoxifying our body, but I would think of the skin as kind of like the third kidney. So those are like the systems or the organs that help with detoxifying our bodies. And in an ideal world, these systems work together to rid our bodies of toxins produced within and by the product of metabolism and the toxins that have entered our body from the outside world. So in an ideal situation, your liver, your kidneys, your bowels, your lymphatic system, your spleen, and your lungs and skin are all working together perfectly to rid your body of toxins. But because we live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with these toxins from, the unhealthy foods we eat, from the toxins in the environment, from the toxins in the products that we use, we're constantly being bombarded with toxins. And so our bodies, and plus the additional added bonus of stress that really taxes our immune system, it really behooves us to help our body, especially seasonally, at least 3 to 4 times a year, to really aid our body in detoxifying and really giving it that boost it needs so that we can still continue to work at our optimum levels. So pollution, toxins, stress, and less than a perfect diet really leading to nutritional deficiencies place a greater load on our body's detoxification abilities. So over our time, our body's ability to rid itself of toxins become poorer, and the toxins start to accumulate in our tissues, right? This places an enormous stress on our immune system, and immune disorders are the fastest growing groups of diseases that we're actually encountering. Allergies, food intolerances, autoimmune diseases, and chronic infections are on the steep climb, and that's because all these toxins are like building up in our system, and our body becomes super sensitive because it can't really handle all the toxic load that's coming at us. So they are also occurring in younger and younger people. If you notice, children are now developing diseases that were previously only seen in adults. I'm a prime example. Like, you didn't see diabetes in children. That was considered an old person's disease. And yet, even when I was like 11, 12, they tried to diagnose me with diabetes. And this is because we're passing these same genes down to our children. That's a whole nother topic. We're never going to get in that. But this is why it's really important to detoxify. And I definitely believe in like kind of detoxifying with the seasons as well, because it just gives us that, extra boost that we need to really energize our bodies, right? So let's talk about the 5 ways to detoxify. Now that we talked about why it's important and what is detoxification. And the first way is to stop cold turkey, right? So this basically means that there's really no true way to handle true physiological addiction except to stop it completely. Addicts can have just one line of cocaine or just one drink. They can't do it, right? Because it would just trigger them to go back on it. It's the same thing with us when we're literally addicted to foods, right? Like certain bacteria in our system craves, like when we feed ourselves certain sugars and processed foods, these things start to crave that because that's what we've been feeding our bodies. So going cold turkey is the way really to kind of help our body detoxify. And it doesn't mean you have to do it for the rest of your life, but like even doing it for like a 10 to 21 day period really gives your body that kind of boost it needs so that it can kind of catch back up. And you're giving your liver, your kidneys, and your lymphatic system a chance to kind of catch back up and get rid of this kind of toxic load that we've been overburdening ourselves, for the past like 2, 3, 4 months, or the past 11 plus years, right? So doing so will automatically reset your body's neurotransmitters and hormones and stop all forms of sugar, all processed foods, all artificial sweeteners, and all flour products. So that's what I mean by going cold turkey. They all cause increased cravings and slow the metabolism and lead to fat storage. So if like having excess fat is something that you're worried about, that's also one of the benefits of detoxification. You can end up losing excess weight. This especially includes liquid sugar. Calories, like a latte can have more sugar than a can of soda. So if you're like a Starbucks addict, like, just be mindful of that. So that makes you eat more. And the funny thing about that is when you're consuming these beverages, it makes you eat more all day and drive storage of more belly fat, more fat all around. So also getting rid of anything with any trans or hydrogenated fats and MSG. So watch for like those hidden names, or if you can't really pronounce it, like you should, especially when you're trying to detox, you want to eliminate those foods for whatever period of time works for you, whether you're doing like a 5-day detox, if you're doing a 10-day detox, 14-day, whatever, 21-day, you want to look for those things in the label. When you're looking at some food and you're reading the label and like, I don't know what that is, then you probably shouldn't consume it, right? So, just kind of being mindful of that. And ideally, for 10 days, you avoid any foods that come in a box, package, or a can, and have a label, and stick to real whole fresh foods, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. And the best way to really detox is to, and this is really one of the things that I knew I struggled with a lot, is give up grains for just 10 days. Give up all drugs too, if you're, and caffeine and alcohol are also the other ones that follow after sugar that you want to give up. So that is the first way. The second way is to power up the day with protein. So protein at every meal. And I'm talking about healthy proteins, right? So I'm personally of the plant-based nature, but if you are the person who does eat animal products, you definitely want to go with lean and try to be aware of where your animal products are coming from, because just the way that we farm animals on our planet right now, like you end up introducing more toxins by eating the animal products than not eating the animal products. So if you do eat animal products, just beware. Like I have a cousin, I was talking to her the other day, and she was talking about how she eats only like halal, or like I think it's Jewish, like I can't remember, but I think it's like what is that word? The Jewish, it's kind of a Jewish way of how they prepare their food. They're very, anyways, it's a very non-toxic way. They actually raise their animals fresh, and once they run out of food, they run out of meat or whatever. So she specifically only shops at this like Jewish market or whatever, because kosher, there we go. She only buys kosher meat or whatever like that for her children. And it's really funny because if you see her children, you'll see how like they're very small in comparison to other children. And it's not because they're underdeveloped. It's actually because on a human level, most of us on the planet, we're totally being developed faster because of all the hormones and all the antibiotics and stuff that's going into our system because of these animal-based products and these processed foods and chemicals and harmful substances that they're putting into the foods that's making us grow faster, and it's actually taking years off of our lives. So actually we're actually supposed to grow slower. Actually, women, ladies, we're actually supposed to be getting our periods later on in life, not necessarily at the age of 9 and 8 and stuff like that, right? So if during this detox or this cleanse, you want to be mindful of the types of proteins that you are taking in. So protein is actually helping in balancing sugar, and you get protein from greens, you guys. Like you get protein from even certain fruits. Like every whole plant-based food has a certain degree of protein in it. But even if you want to kick it up a notch, you can do things like nuts, seeds, even some beans if you're into that. Like you can do the various different types of beans and chickpeas and stuff like that kind of help. And you want to kind of start the day with, a little bit of protein in your day. So like if you're going to have a green smoothie, that's your protein. Like you're getting all those greens from that spinach or that kale and stuff. That's protein for you, right? So I recommend having a little bit of added protein because it's going to help stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. And help you really feel satiated and not feel like, oh my God, I'm starving, right? So the third way to detoxify when you have no time is to eat unlimited carbs, but not just any carbs, right? The right kind of carbs. So unlimited carbs, do you know that vegetables and fruits are actually considered carbs, carbohydrates, right? And we need those to survive. We're literally carbivores. If we had to have a label, like, we are carbivores as human beings. So whether or not you want to eat other things, if you have majority of your meals consistent of fruits and vegetables, carbs, then you're gonna do better as far as helping your body detoxify. And you can eat as literally as much as you want when it comes to carbs, as far as the right type of carbs. It's unlimited refills. There's just one catch. And when you're detoxifying, you want to kind of eliminate or just lower the amount of like starchy vegetables just for a few days. Like if let's say you decide to do a 14-day detox, for the first like 7 days you want to kind of try to avoid doing like hard potatoes or sweet potatoes and things like that, just for a few days, just to give your body that extra boost it needs. When you're just doing things, non-starchy vegetables like greens, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, collards, asparagus, green beans, mushrooms, onions, zucchini, tomatoes, fennel, eggplant, artichokes, peppers, and stuff, you're really giving your body that kind of light level of carbs, which helps it to like run smoother. If you think of your body as kind of like a car, you're putting in the most optimum amount of fuel, and so it helps it to like rev up, especially when you're doing the dark leafy greens and stuff like that. It really helps give your body that boost, your digestion that boost it needs to help eliminate those toxins even quicker. Because potatoes and sweet potatoes and like winter squash and beets and stuff are not bad. They're actually very nutritious, but just for like those first 7 to 10 days to do it, helps really eliminate helps to like give your body the space it needs so that it can really work to detoxify even more. So your body's not working extra hard to digest and process these types of foods. So just for like 10 days, you want to kind of skip out on the potatoes, sweet potatoes, winter squash, beets and stuff, just for like the first few days. And then also skip grains, and then if you can, skip beans as well. But if not, having like light grains like quinoa or like lima beans or stuff like that is totally fine. Lentils or whatever. But just really concentrating on those fruits, on those non-starchy vegetables, to really boost your detoxification effects. And it really supercharges the results so that you lose weight, feel better in your skin, and really feel good to give you that boost that you need, that immune health boost. And then I guess we're on the fifth and final way to help detoxify your body when you have no time, is to fight sugar with fat. So fat is not a 4-letter word. Fat does not make you fat. Sugar does, actually. Fat makes you full. It balances your blood sugar and is necessary for fueling your cells. And along with protein, having good fats at every meal and snack including nuts and seeds. The benefit about nuts and seeds is that it's both a fat and a protein. So that's the beauty of having like whole plant-based foods, which also so nuts and seeds, which also contain protein. Things like extra virgin olive oil, coconut butter, avocados, and omega-3s. I personally like to get my omega-3s from things like chia seeds and flax seeds and stuff like that. But if you do fish, you can do fish as well. So making sure you include those types of foods in your diet. So for me, like what I do like in my green smoothies, is I love to put like let's say I'll do like greens. Like this morning, I'll just tell you what I had in my smoothie. So I had some greens, I had a banana, and I had a pear, but then I also put like a drizzle of coconut oil and like a quarter of an avocado, and that satiates me, right? So I'm getting not only the protein from my greens, but I'm also getting that healthy fat from the avocado and the coconut oil. So having stuff like that helps really to like give you that extra boost. So basically those are the 5 ways to detoxify when you have no time, and let's go back over those. The first one is hello, thank you for joining me. So feel free to watch the replay as I've been talking about, you know, the importance of detoxification. We talked about the importance of detoxification, why we need to detox, and we talked about the 5 ways. And the first way is stopping cold turkey, basically just for a set period of time, giving your body that reboot. And I personally like to do it with the seasons. So like I remember when I was living with my old friend, I used to be like, yeah, it's time for me to detox. Like, really? Didn't you just do that? And I was like, yeah, 3 months ago. I tried to do it every 3 months just because it's just like that seasonal change. It really helps giving my body that extra boost, right? So the first way is to stop cold turkey. The second way is to power your day up with protein. The third way is to eat unlimited carbs, but the right kind of carbs, not like processed grains and stuff. We talked about eliminating that in the first step. Fighting sugar with fat, and I think that was it. Hold on, making sure I talked about 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that was 4 ways. 5 ways. Right. Okay. And just, yeah, so that's it. And then I would say definitely increasing your water intake as well. Of course, having good, you know, actually my 5th way would be to add the herbs. So we talked about 4 ways, sorry. So the 5th way for me would be to add herbs. I personally have done a range of different personal herbs from, you know, other different herbalists. Personally, I love Dr. Morse's herbs. I've taken his herbs several times, and they definitely help cleanse out the body, cleanse out the lymphatic system, cleanse out the bowels and the GI tract. So taking herbs, and even if you can't like afford to do like their whole protocol, doing things like having some dandelion leaf tea, that's really helps the liver and the kidneys to detoxify. Having burdock root also helps the liver as well. So like burdock, let's say if you wanted to just buy like some herbs in bulk, just getting dandelion leaf and getting some burdock root and like mixing that in your tea with a little bit of honey or a little bit of maple syrup or whatever in the morning, that's going to help your body do what it needs to do to really detoxify. So for me, like that 5th way of detoxifying, when you have no time, is adding herbs to the mix, because herbs helps to actually pull the astringents out of, like the toxins out of your body and into your elimination system so that it gets out. Herbs are really awesome. I really love herbs. I'll probably do another video on herbs, but I've been doing herbs for a really long time and they really work. So yeah, so those are the 5 ways to detoxify when you have no time. And I just want to briefly talk about some of my offerings. If you are a person who wants that guided help from a holistic health coach, then you'll definitely want to just check out my offers. Feel free to reach out to me at support@divineearthschool.com. I have a couple different detoxes that I do. One is more like a 14-day detox, where we have like 7-day, it's like my autumn cleanse, I call it, revitalized. And it's my autumn day cleanse. And so for like 14 days, we work on cleansing your body, eating the right foods, putting the right foods in. And first 7 days is the detox, and then the last 7 days is all about like transitioning back into like eating more, adding those little bit of the healthy grains and adding back in the starchy vegetables like the sweet potatoes and stuff like that. So if that is something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me at support@divineearthschool.com. I would love to support you in your own guided journey into helping you detox with this season coming up. And yeah, I thank you so much for watching and joining me on this Wellness Wednesday, all about how to detoxify when you have no time. And I look forward to helping you in your wellness journey to continue to thrive in your life and support you in your busy schedule and creating your divine life and business. So you guys have a wonderful day, and remember to always flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. So peace, love, and light, and I'll talk to you guys soon.